then team, let's get going. So beautiful day out there. At least it is at the moment. I'm not sure what the rest of the day will bring. You just never know at the moment, do you? So I was in a supermarket. I seem to spend my life in supermarkets. I was in a supermarket the other day, and I was walking towards a gentleman who had his baby with him, and his baby was in one of those front-facing kind of harnesses, you know, kind of looking out onto the world. And as I was approaching this baby, it fixed me with that stare that only babies can do. It's completely expressionless, just that. And you start to wonder, you know, what's going to happen? Is this baby going to have hysterics? Is this baby going to burst into tears? I don't know what to do here. And then suddenly this baby broke into this enormous, huge smile, and its legs and arms started going. It was just like I was his most favourite person in the world who was coming towards him. It was like, oh, hello, I'm so pleased to see you. And I felt myself smiling in return. And it was just such a glorious moment. The man started laughing. It was just absolutely glorious. And those little moments where we feel really connected to everyone around us, to that baby, to the gentleman, to the other people who then kind of laughed when they saw what was going on. A psychologist called Nicola Lepera has coined as glimmers. These are glimmers, and they're opposite to our triggers. The triggers are those things which have the opposite effect on our nervous system. They make us feel tense and anxious, you know, like someone cuts you up in traffic, or I don't know, kind of the long checkout queue and someone jumps in front of you. All of those things, the snotty email from a colleague, those things that spike your adrenaline, and you can feel your kind of anger or resentment begin to bubble away. And a trigger does the opposite. It's a feeling of safety and comfort and joy. It regulates our nervous system and brings peace and calm. So your challenge for the rest of the day and the rest of the week are to find glimmers throughout my week. As I've been teaching this, I keep getting random emails from people, which is lovely, saying, I've made a plum tart tatin. That's my glimmer. I had one yesterday, and I think that's wonderful, sharing glimmers. So that's your challenge for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Find your glimmers. You can tell me what your glimmers are. And maybe this is your glimmer. Maybe it's a moment to yourself on the mat. So let's start by coming down onto your back, and maybe you can find those little moments in your practice today when you feel kind of calm and regulated and at peace. Let's create our own little glimmer-filled practice as you bring your knees up towards you. Have a little rock, have a little roll, maybe a little roll across the back of your head there. Before bringing your feet down to the floor, take them nice and wide apart if you want to keep your knees bent, so you can just rest them against each other, or you can stretch the legs out in front. Let's give a little roll over the toes for a moment. So I'll just come up to seated so I can carry on talking to you. And with the eyes closed, let's take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, put a little bit of distance between yourself and the week you've had. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit discombobulated with these bank holidays and Easter, and it's quite nice to get back to a routine, to get back onto the mat. Begin to kind of reset into that regularity, which we all crave, I think, secretly. We are creatures of habit, no matter how much we think we would like to rail against it. And so as you begin to come onto your mat, into your practice this morning, or maybe you've had a little glimmer this morning already. I woke up to the sound of birdsong. And it was lovely. I just lay in bed for a moment, just listening to that. And the sun shining. Flowers in my garden are beginning to bloom after the rain and the sunshine. So maybe you've had a little moment this morning, a little glimmer that has evoked a feeling of joy, gratitude, all those glorious feelings that sometimes it feels that we're in such short supply of nowadays. The good news is the more we attune ourselves to looking for glimmers and finding glimmers, the better we become at seeing them. Like so many things, we can choose to look at the negatives, of which there are many, or we can choose to kind of switch the narrative and instead focus on the beauty, the glorious things around us. So allowing yourself a moment to appreciate the time that you've set aside for your practice this morning, to allow the body just to release into the mat beneath you. We'll start with a little bit to warm up through the hips. So keeping that nice steady breath, just going to bring the arms down by the side of the body, or if you want to rest them on the front of your pelvis, feel free. Now bring your feet and your knees together. So if you stretch your legs out, go ahead and bend your knees so you can bring your feet and your knees together with your knees bent up towards the sky. I'm going to bring my hands onto my pelvis so I've got a little bit of feedback there. So just allow your right knee to open out to the side without that left knee moving very much, if you can help it. And then draw the knees back up together. So it's like a butterfly opening one wing. Or take an inhale as you open the knee out to the side. And give an exhale as you squeeze that right knee back up to center. Do a couple more like that. Trying to keep that left knee nice and still. So getting a nice movement into the hip this morning, beginning to warm up into the hips. And the next time you've got that right knee open, pause. Doesn't matter if the knee isn't resting on the floor. Just allow that knee to hinge open as far as feels comfortable. And then very gently just roll your head from side to side. So just beginning to free up the back chain of muscles in the body. Very gently, just having a little roll nice and slowly so we don't get dizzy. And then bringing the head back to center, we'll bring those knees back together and we'll start on the other side. So just have a little explore with that left knee, see how that feels as you drop it open, keeping the other knee still. And then we'll squeeze those knees back to center. Adding the breath as you inhale, just the left knee moving. So just keep a check on what that right knee is doing. See if you can keep it as still as you can, pointing up towards the sky. It's just that left knee open and closes, like that little singular butterfly wing. Let's do one more, allowing the knee to drop open, and then we'll pause there. And again, just allow the knee to open. My knee isn't touching the floor, it's just kind of hinging there. And again, just have that little roll across the back of the head, releasing into the neck. Lovely, and then head to center. Bring those knees back together. Arms down by the side of the body as you separate your feet now about hip width apart. We're beginning to warm up into the back of the body a little more as you inhale. Let's lift the hips up into a little shoulder bridge. You can keep it nice and low to begin with this morning. And as you exhale, we'll roll our way back down. We're going to do that twice more. So as you inhale, keep pressing through all four corners of your feet as you lift the hips up. And then you roll your way back down, a little tuck at the tailbone under, so you've got that lovely feeling of release in the low back. Let's do that just one more time. We'll squeeze of your bottom at the top. And then we'll come all the way back down, rolling our way through the spine, ready to bring that right knee up and in towards your chest. Give a little hug, a little squeeze there. Other foot's on the floor, so that left knee stays bent throughout. I'm going to take that right leg up to the sky and a little hamstring stretch, support it behind the leg as you circle off the ankle there. Try to relax into your shoulders and the back of the head as you circle the foot one way and then the other. Hips nice and heavy, back of the pelvis hasn't lifted off the floor. And then flexing the foot, we're going to come into our little moving sequence. So as you lower the leg, we'll reach both arms all the way back. We know this one. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, maybe bringing your nose towards your knee. Lifting the head and shoulders, and then inhale, we stretch out nice and long, and exhale, give everything a squeeze into center. You keep your head and shoulders on the floor. And these next two, you can always reach the arms up on either side of your shin, and so you're working your core a little bit more deeply should you wish. Let's do one more, whatever variation works for you today. Reach back through the arms, stretch the leg out, keep the head and shoulders on the floor now as you just bring that knee back up and in towards your chest. Straight back up into that hamstring stretch, take the leg up And now with a flexed foot, we're going to bend the knee and hook your ankle over the opposite knee into a little recline pigeon. Maybe you just want to press the knee away from you and rock gently side to side. Or you can lift up your head and shoulders, again, feeding the hands around the back of that left thigh so you can come into your recline pigeon, letting that left heel drop to your bottom. Maybe there's a bit of movement in whatever variation you're taking, a little rock, all the time focusing on squeezing that right knee away from you. So let's take a couple of breaths into wherever you feel that stretch this morning. Oh, I can certainly feel that one today. My hips are a bit tight. Lovely. Okay, we're going to lower that left foot to the floor. Now, if this next one doesn't work for you, you can always come back to your shoulder bridge with both feet on the floor, or extend the right leg back up towards the sky, arms down by the side of you for a one-legged shoulder bridge. So as you inhale, we push the hips up, but you want to plant the sole of the foot on the ceiling, and exhale to lower. And twice more, so try and keep the front of the pelvis steady, really firing up into that left hamstring. So if it starts to pull a little bit, just bring both feet on the floor. Last one, pushing up, and coming all the way down. Now keeping the leg nice and straight and extend it all the way down to the mat in front of you until the heel rests on the floor. Bring that left knee up towards your chest and your right hand on your left knee, coming into a little twist. Carrying that left knee across the body. Just let the body rotate gently. Seeing how that feels on the back this morning. And then rolling onto your back, keeping that left knee hugged in as you slide that right foot towards your bottom so the knee is bent up towards the ceiling. Just pause there for a moment as you soften into your shoulders, relax your base. And then we'll find that hamstring stretch again, taking the leg up to the sky. So on the left leg now, as you circle the ankle, oh, get some crunches on this one. And then on the other direction. Ready for our little moving sequence on this leg. So pushing the heel up, we'll lower the leg. Heel just hovers as you reach the arms back, really firm up through the belly as you inhale. And exhale, give that knee a squeeze, maybe nose to knee. And then again, inhale to extend, stretch out the body, and then contract. Now these next two, if you want to reach the arms up on either side of your shin, working that core a little bit harder, then here's your opportunity. Remember, you can do all of this with your head and shoulders on the floor. Let's reach out long and strong one last time. Keep the head and shoulders on the floor. Knee comes back in towards your chest. And straight back up into that hamstring stretch, flex foot. And we'll cross the ankle over the opposite knee. You can press the knee away from you and stay there. Little rock, buttock to buttock. Or again, join me in a reclined pigeon with your hands clasped just around the back of that right thigh. Relax your lower leg. And again, whatever variation we're doing, we're trying to squeeze that left knee away from you so we're opening up some space in there. And again, you might rock side to side gently. And as you release that right foot to the floor, ready for those one-legged shoulder bridges, or both feet underneath you as you extend the left leg up this time, pressing into your right foot. As you inhale, we lift up. And as you exhale, we lower the hips all the way down. So you can really feel that right side of the body having to work. As you lift up, little asymmetrical move here. You might notice on this last one again, that one side maybe feels a little stronger. That's perfectly normal. We'll come all the way down and extend that leg all the way out in front of you. A nice long leg. Heel touches down, bring the right knee up and in with your left hand. And again, we'll take that little twist over to the opposite side this time. So bringing that right knee across the body. That's it. And then rolling onto your back, bring that left knee up to join the right knee. Have a little roll, a little circle, and then deciding how energetic you're feeling as you make your way up and round onto all fours this morning. Oh, that feels better. Hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips there. So that nice strong tabletop, really spread into your hands. A little softness in the elbows there, so we're not locking them. I've noticed I've got a habit of doing that. So a little softness in the elbows as we come into our cat and our cow. So as you inhale, bringing the chest forwards, pressing into your hands so the neck stays long. And then angry cat as you round the back. Maybe close the eyes here so you can just tune into your breath. The head gently pulling forwards, not throwing the head back. As we arch the spine, we're just keeping the gaze always forwards of you so the back of the neck isn't compressed with that movement, remembering that the neck is part of the spine, tiny little vertebrae there that we don't want to aggravate. Let's start to add on. As you inhale, we'll bring the chest forwards. This time as you exhale, come into a child pose, bringing your forearms down in 2 parallel lines if you can, coming onto your elbows. And then inhale, we peel back up into our little cow pose. And exhale, that moving cat-cow, bringing yourself down onto your elbows. A couple more like that, really checking that your elbows and your arms are coming down in 2 parallel lines. Your elbows not flaring out to the side, just getting a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. One more like that, inhale. And exhale. Lovely, then we'll come all the way back up onto all fours. Pressing into your hands as you shift the weight into your left knee. We're going to slide the right leg back behind you and lift it up level with the hip. Press into your hands as you firm up through the belly. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, knee to chest, nose to knee. Extend the leg, so it's a straight leg. Inhale. And exhale to squeeze. 2 more, this time with a bent knee. So take the toes up to the sky on that right leg as you inhale. Little scorpion. Exhale to round. So with a bent knee, leg goes up, up, up. And then squeeze it in. Straight leg all the way back behind you now. So you can tap the toes down. And just have a little rock over the toes. Stretching out through the feet. And then bringing the weight forwards, we're going to take a pivot on that left knee. So flick the shin behind you as you come up into your side plank, taking that right arm all the way up. You're going to push off that underneath hand and come all the way up. Whoops! She says, got the foot caught on the mat, coming up into your gate pose. Take an inhale there. Exhale, we're going to come over the top through the center as you inhale. Bringing the left hand down so you're reaching up and over on a diagonal. Lovely. Inhale through the middle. Over the top as you exhale. Beautiful. One more each way. So see if you can reach towards the floor. Lovely. One more time over the top. And this next time, if you wish, you can go ahead and cartwheel that hand all the way down back into that side plank. Maybe with the arm extended alongside your ear, maybe lifting that top leg, and maybe bending the knee and reaching back. See if you can take hold around the foot and push the foot into your hand. All of those options, you can always keep your leg on the floor and stay in that supported side plank. Lovely. Let's extend the arm and the leg one last time, and then come back, round carefully onto all fours. Bringing yourselves back onto the mat, we'll take an inhale as you lift your chest. Exhale, bottom to heels, coming back into that child pose. Option to stay here or rise on up onto all fours as you inhale and come down onto your tummy as you exhale, a little floor flow. Push into your hands, peel your way back up, breath in, and bottom to heels. Twice more like that, or you can just hang out in child pose. Nothing wrong with that on a Wednesday morning. Inhale, or whatever morning you're doing this. Lovely. One more time. Breath in to bring you up, maybe with that rounded back before you unfurl down onto your mat. Beautiful. Coming all the way back up. And pausing in that child pose for a moment. Arms out nice and long. I'll swap sides so I can still see you. And then we'll find our way back up onto all fours. Ready for that little balancing sequence on the other side. So we're going to slide the left leg back this time, leveling up through the hips as you lift the leg. We'll take an inhale, knee to chest, exhale, straight leg, inhale, extend it back, and exhale to squeeze it in. This time, toes up towards the ceiling, bent knee, little scorpion, inhale, exhale to squeeze. One more like that, little bend in that knee as you take the toes up, and then bring the knee in. Leg goes back nice and long. We tap the toes down behind you so we've got that lovely straight leg. So we can roll over the toes, just back and forth a few times. And then keeping the weight forward, you're going to spin on your right shin this time, right knee. So you take the shin behind you, taking that left arm up to the sky as you find your side plank position this morning. And then push off that underneath arm. We'll come all the way up into your gate pose. Lovely. We'll take an inhale over the top as you exhale. Inhale through the center. So as you come over the top this time, I'm not aiming to reach the floor. I'm getting a lovely diagonal line through the body. Inhale through the center, over the top. Keep those hips pressed forwards as you lift that top hip. And just slide the fingertips down toward the floor. We're going to do one more over that extended leg. And this time, if you wish, you can bring the hand all the way down. Keep the arm up and the leg on the floor. Or maybe extend the arm and extend the leg, keeping those hips pressed forwards. Maybe you want to play in that little quad stretch. So you reach back, pushing the foot into your hand. Try not to lift the foot up so the leg is coming right back behind you. Beautiful. Let's extend one last time. Find your way slowly and carefully back onto all fours. Hands under the shoulders. Take an inhale as you lift the chest. And exhale, bottom to heels. A little floor flow. 3 of these if you wish. Inhale to come up. And exhale to lower. Chest peels up first. Breathing in. And bottom to heels. Breath out twice more. Or again, you can have a little rest in child pose. You can stay and do a cat-cow. Remember, it's your practice, your little glimmer on this Wednesday morning. Last little floor flow with me if you're moving with me. Now onto our bellies, coming all the way back up. And we'll meet in child pose. Maybe propping yourself up on your elbows, giving those wrists a little twirl if you need to release any tension in the arms this morning. Then we'll come up onto all fours, this time tucking the toes under, and we'll lift the hips up into a downward dog. As you start to walk the feet, pedaling out one knee and then the other as you just maybe sway the hips from side to side. Remembering, I think I said last week that in some schools of yoga, this is called mountain pose. So really think about your hips, your bottom being the peak of your mountain, that upended V shape with the body. So as you find a moment of stillness there, maybe pop a little bend in the knees so you can really take those hips up and back behind you. Lovely. Then bend that right knee even more. You're going to take that right leg up behind you as you inhale. And as you exhale, step it forwards, top of the mat. And we're going to lower the back knee. Sweeping the arms forwards and up, low lunge, inhale. The palms open, we take the arms all the way out to the side. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. Or maybe those arms are traveling a little ways back behind you. Inhaling up. And exhale to open. Lovely. We're going to bring both hands all the way down to frame that front foot. Come up onto your fingertips if that helps. As you inhale, we lift the chest. Little hamstring stretch this morning. Moving the hips back, maybe lifting the toes. And we rock forwards, taking that inhale, the chest opens. And exhale. We have that little movement back with the bottom. Let's do that one more time. And this next time, we're going to pause and hold. So if you've got yoga blocks, you can always prop yourself up on blocks. You can bring your hands to rest on your leg. Drawing the hips back. And if you want a little challenge this morning, see if you can slowly take those arms all the way out and up towards the sky. Ooh, it's harder than it looks, this one. And then we'll come all the way back down. Lovely. Bending that front knee. And keep the left hand on the floor as you reach that right arm forwards. Now circle that right arm all the way up. And then all the way back and down. Inhaling forwards and up. And exhaling back and down. Option to lift the back knee as we do that twice more. So yogi's choice this morning. You can keep that back knee down and just work into the shoulder. Or a nice long leg. Wherever we are, let's bring both hands down, framing that front foot so we can take that leg back into a downward facing dog. Again, you can stay there, you can come onto the floor, or this time we'll roll the body forwards to plank as you inhale and bring your knees down and your chest down as you come down onto your belly, heeling back up into your cobra. And exhale, lowering onto the floor. Lovely, back up onto all fours. And meet in child pose, taking your bottom back to your heels just for a moment. Lovely. And then from there, walk your hands back towards your knees. So you're sitting up in hero pose. And if this doesn't work for your knees, you can lift yourself straight up into standing kneeling. Fingertips just down by the side of the body. You're going to reach up to the sky, inhale. Bringing the hands together at your heart as you exhale. Keeping those palms together, inhale, reach up. And exhale, pushing the palms out to the side. Lovely, one more time, reaching up. Palms touch, down the middle, exhale. Lovely, reaching the arms up. And exhale, pushing the palms out to the side. This time as you inhale, we're going to all meet in standing kneeling, reaching the arms up. And as you exhale, swing the hands behind you and see if you can just bring them onto your bottom as though you were sliding your hands into your pockets of the jeans. And gently start to lift your breastbone. Rather than leaning back, think about lifting your breastbone as you gently press the hips forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you as you come into a little modified camel pose. You can lift your chin. And then slowly, slowly we lower the chin. And we come back onto all fours. Hands underneath. Tucking the toes, take an inhale. And exhale, we'll find that downward dog. Again, a little pedal out through the feet, keeping it nice and loose. Before we try that little sequence on the left side. So when you're ready, bending your left knee. And as you inhale, we're going to float the left leg up. And as you exhale, bring that leg forwards. Help it out if it doesn't get there. And we lower the back knee. Sweeping the arms up, take an inhale. And open them out. Exhale, lovely. Twice more so you can let the hips move. Lovely opening stretch for the chest. Last one. Beautiful. Swimming those hands down to frame the foot, ready for that hamstring stretch. You can go ahead and tuck the back foot under. It's entirely up to you. I prefer to keep mine flat. We'll take an inhale. And exhale, start to move the hips. Remember, you can always keep the front knee bent and the foot on the floor. And then we'll come forwards, taking that inhale. And moving the hips back as you exhale. Exploring how that feels on this side. You can always carry on moving with the breath or pausing now to find that stretch with me. Lovely. And again, you can stay there and just enjoy that hamstring stretch. Or again, you can try that little balance. Slowly, slowly, arms come out. Reaching up to the sky. And then equally slowly, we come all the way back down. Bending that front knee. And this time we keep the right hand on the floor as you reach the left arm forwards. And a big circle all the way to the back of the mat. Forwards and up as you inhale. And all the way back and down as you exhale. Option for these last two to lift that back knee. Reaching out through the right heel, if you wish. Yogi's choice. Let's all bring both hands down, stepping back into downward dog. Option to stay there, have a rest, or again, that little flow. Inhale to plank. Knees lifted or lowered. Make your way down onto your tummy. Inhale into your cobra. This time we'll all tuck the toes. We'll meet in downward dog. From your downward dog, have a little walk forwards now to the top of your mat. You can bend your knees and cradle your elbows. Just allow the body a moment just to sway gently side to side. If you don't like being in a forward fold, remember you can always prop your elbows on your knees there. Lovely. Then bringing the hands onto your shins or thighs, let's lift up halfway, flat back as you inhale. And exhale to fold. You're going to come all the way up to stand, sweeping the arms out and up. Breath in. And hands to heart. Exhale. Gorgeous. So letting the arms come down by the side of the body, just the right arm. We're going to move. We're going to take a nice shoulder roll with that right arm forwards and up. and then back and down. And then the whole arm moves, letting the body twist a little bit towards the right as you circle the arm. We'll do that on the other side. So the left arm, big shoulder roll. And then you can lead with the elbow, or you can keep the arm a little straighter. So just let the body move a little bit into that twist. Right arm, forwards and up, back and down. And then the whole arm, turning the body round to the right. One more with that left arm. And then a big circle. Beautiful. Both arms now, forwards and up, back and down. And then both arms circle up, bringing the hands behind you. And again, you can just rest them on your bottom, or you can interlace them this time and tug those knuckles down. Lovely, lifting up nice and tall through the chest. We're going to drop the knees and start to drape the body forwards. Arms can lift up and over, or you can just bring the hands down to the floor in front of you. Lovely. Letting those arms just hang. And then slowly, slowly release. You're going to sweep the arms all the way back up to the sky as you inhale. And draw them down to the heart. Exhale. Lovely. Bending the knees, sweep the arms out and up. Let's breathe in. All the way down into your fold as you exhale. Let's do these half sun salutes. Lifting up halfway, breathing in the hope that we'll keep the sunshine today. Breath out to fold. Let's rise on up. It was certainly a washout for the coronation, wasn't it? Hands to heart. Lovely. Twice more like that. Inhale. Remember, as you come down into that fold, you can bend your knees as generously as you need to. Using your hands against the legs. It's always an option to help you find that length in the flat back. We're going to rise on up. Lovely. One last time, then we'll start to add on with our little flow. Bend the knees, sweep the arms out and up. And then down we go. Exhale. Lifting up halfway. This time as you exhale, we're going to step back into your downward face. Beautiful. So again, we'll have that little pedal out through the feet. Oh no, I need to be this way. Just making sure I'm going to be on the right leg. Okay, we're going to bend that right knee. Stretch that left heel down and then taking the right leg up behind you. Now bend the knee and drop your heel to your bottom. So you're opening up into that lovely hip stretch. From there, just circle that right knee a couple of times so the inner thighs are brushing. You can do this from all fours. Lovely. And then extending that right leg all the way back behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale, step it forwards. Now, option to lower the back knee or get ready for a high lunge by hop your left foot out towards the left. So wherever you are, you're going to rise on up. Inhale. Open the arms. Exhale. Sweeping the arms forwards and up. So if you're in that high lunge, it's a little lean forward so we're not overloading the back. Arms out, down the side. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. This time as you exhale, we're going to bring both hands down to frame that front foot. Now you can either drop the back knee or just slide it back a little way so you can bring the chest forwards and keep that back knee lifted. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, either that half monkey or a pyramid with both legs straight. So inhale, bend the front knee, back knee stays lifted. And exhale back into your pyramid. Lovely. One more like that. Remember, you can always repeat what we did before. Beautiful. So wherever you are, let's all bend that front knee. Pick up the back knee if you need to. You're going to push off the back foot and step to the top of your mat. Lifting up halfway, take an inhale and fold as you exhale. Beautiful. Now bend the knees, rise on up to stand, breathing in. And breathing out, bring the hands down to your heart. Gorgeous. So keeping the hands at the heart, I'm going to send the hips back into that little chair pose. So just take a peek at the knees, make sure they're not rolling in so the knees are on top of the ankles and you're pressing those shins back behind you. Then take the arms out to the side and wrap your right arm underneath your left arm, coming into eagle arms. You might just bring the hands onto the shoulders this morning, or you can come up into that little double wrap. So we're going to lift the elbows away from the chest, and the option is to shift the weight into your left foot and pick up your right foot and cross it over. So I'm tapped down with my right toes, squeezing the thighs together as you take the elbows up and away from you. Keep squeezing those thighs to find that balance. Lovely. Then from there, we're going to rise on up, take those arms out to the side. Now bring that right knee up towards your chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, take that right leg back into your warrior three. Ooh, pause there, pop a little bend in the front knee. Okay, here we go. Can we tap those right toes down? So we're back in our high lunge team. Can we do this? Inhale, reach the arms up. It's a tricky transition. Exhale, drop that right heel in as you open up into a warrior two. Beautiful. Turning that left palm up as you inhale, reaching that left arm all the way up and back. And as you exhale, we're going to come forwards into our side angle, forearm to thigh. Lovely. One more like that. Big reach up and back, keeping that front knee bent. And exhale all the way up and over. Lovely. And take both arms up to the sky, pivoting on the toes as we turn to the long edge of the mat. Take a breath in, down into your forward fold as you breathe out. Maybe you can bring your hands onto your thighs or your shins. Otherwise, fingertips on the floor. Just take the weight back into your heels, but bring your arms forwards so your shoulders are over your wrists. You've got a nice long back there. Now take that right arm out and up into a little twist. Breathing in and breathing out, bringing the hand down. Other side, so let the pelvis move a little bit so we're not too rigid in the hips there. So you might find that the hips turn a little bit as we do that one more time each way. Beautiful. Let's take that left arm all the way up. Then coming all the way back down. And walk round over that left foot. So you're turning towards the top of your mat. Turning to the top of your mat. Now either a downward dog or as you inhale, take that left leg up and back into a three-legged dog. And as you exhale, lower the foot to the floor. Option to have a rest or inhale to a plank. And as you exhale, come down onto your tummy. Remember, you can use your knees. Inhale, find your cobra. And exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Pausing there for a moment. Remember, you can always have a little rest in child pose if you need to. We're going to try that on the other side. So you can take that left leg up and back this time. Bending the knee as you open the hip. The heel comes to the bottom. You turn your chest to have a little peep onto the armpit. And we'll take a couple of circles with the knee. So the inner thighs are just brushing against each other as you take those nice movements into the hip. And then we'll extend that left leg all the way back, this time take an inhale and exhale, step or help it forwards. Now remember, you can do all of this with the back knee down or just hop your right foot out to the right a little bit for stability. Are you ready? High or low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Open those arms, exhale. So it's a little lean forwards, not too far, so we're not putting too much strain on the back, nor are we overbalancing. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. This time as you exhale, we're going to open the arms and then slowly bring the fingertips down to frame that left foot. Remember, you can drop onto that back knee and repeat your half monkey, or we're going to slide the right foot back so the chest is forwards and the back knee is lifted. As you inhale, we lift the hips so both legs are straight. As you exhale, we just bend the front knee, back knee stays lifted. Twice more, ideal little half monkey with the back knee on the floor. Just a little pyramid pose, look with me. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. So we've all got that front knee bent. We're going to push off that back foot and step to the top of your mat. Inhaling into your flat back this morning and exhale to fold. Let's push into the feet, rise up to stand, breathing in and hands to heart. Gorgeous. Keeping those feet hip width apart, we're going to send the hips back into that little chair pose. Again, just having a check out with the knees and making sure that the chest is lifted. So you might have to come up and out of the legs a little bit. Arms come out to the side. So this time, left arm underneath right arm. So again, you can bring the hands onto the shoulders, so you can take that little double wrap, choice is yours. You can always pick up your left foot and cross it over the right if you want to. Squeezing the inner thighs together, lifting those elbows up and away from the chest. Lovely. We're going to rise on up, taking the arms out and bringing that left knee up in towards your chest. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, taking that left leg back into your warrior three. So there's a little softness in that front knee as you extend out nice and long. Remember, you can always tap the toes down behind you. And then we'll all see if we can lightly land that back foot back into that high lunge. Ooh, inhaling up. And exhale, left heel drops in. So in our warrior two on the other side. Pause there for a moment so you can really, again, just get that lovely sense of pulling the mat apart between your feet. And then right palm up as you inhale, we reach up and back. And then exhale, we come into that side angle, hand or forearm to thigh. Lovely. One more time each way. So you reach up and back, breath in, and then breathing out to come all the way up and over. Both arms lift up as you take that little pivot on the front foot. And down into your forward fold. Down we go. And again, just bring the hands a little way forward. So you keep the weight in the heels, but you're just bringing the chest forwards. As we take that left arm up this time. This time you're going to bring the palm or the back of the hand onto your low back. So you can turn your chest around a little bit more. Some of you might even be able to take hold of the top of your right thigh, your right hip crease, and then gently maybe lean, it's like you're leaning back ever so slightly. Lovely. Releasing that left arm. Let's try that on the right side. So we're going to take the right arm up. And again, palm of hand, back of hand, or you can reach around for the top of the left hip crease as you gently lean your way back. Beautiful, both hands coming down. You're going to look towards that right foot as you turn the body round to frame that right foot with your hands, little pivot on the back foot. Downward dog, or inhale, taking right leg up and back into your three-legged dog. And as you exhale, foot to floor. Final flow, should you wish to take it to a plank as you inhale, and down onto your belly, exhale. Find your cobra or maybe an upward dog. And we'll meet in a child pose. Knees together, knees wide, easing your way down. Well done, team. If your forehead is on the floor, you can always have that little roll across your brow there to gently soothe the nervous system. Take a moment to allow the breath to settle. Just keeping those arms where they are. I'm going to rise on up onto all fours. Just padding the hands forward so you can come down onto your tummy, making a little pillow this time for your forehead. Just picking up one leg and stretching it back behind you, and then the other, so you've got that nice sense of openness through the hips. Bring your right heel in towards your bottom, and you can always stay there and just flex the foot. Or if you can reach, right hand comes around behind you and draws that heel a little closer in towards your bottom. Stretching the knee away from you as you gently press your hips down into the mat. And a couple of nice easy breaths there. And breathing some space into the front of the body there. And slowly release. And then we'll swap sides. So left heel comes up and in, and you can reach around with the left hand if you wish. If not, you can always just keep that heel flexed in towards your bottom, or catching hold with the hand and gently bringing the heel in towards your bottom, pressing the hips down as you lengthen away through the thigh, getting that nice thigh stretch there. Lovely. And extending the legs back behind you. Bring the hands under your shoulders so you can push your way up. And this time we'll bring the knees together so you can swing your feet round to one side and extend both legs out in front of you. Lovely. So popping a bend in the knees or popping yourself up on a cushion if you know your hamstrings are a little tight today. And reach the arms out. And then as you come into here, he comes into your forward fold. You can always bend your knees. Oh, hello, Neely. Wrap the arms underneath the body. You've not seen him for a while, have you? Here he is, as I live and breathe. Ease your way down. Hello, Neely. Could you not resist us? You come for your last stretches. Yes, okay. Yes, okay. You're going to tell us. Do some cat chanting for us. Lovely. Slowly, slowly roll your way back up. Hello there. What have you been up to this morning? You're going to bring your right knee up and in towards your chest. Ready for a twist. You can keep the foot there. You can bring the foot over. He's just plopped down in front of me and is rolling all over the floor. I don't know if you can see him. You can always tuck that left heel around behind you. Apparently petting your animals can be a glimmer, so I'll do that for you guys. You're going to bring your left hand or your elbow to bring the knee in closer, and then take a big circle with that right arm. Maybe bringing the fingertips to the floor, or just wrapping the hand around onto your low back. So you ring out through the spine. Yeah, kitty cuddles can be glimmers, can't they, Nilu? Or Hazel, little cuddles with the dog. Lovely. Slowly coming back through the middle. Just take the body round in the opposite direction. You keep the legs however you had them. And then bringing both hands behind you so you can lean into your fingertips and extend the legs out in front of you. Pressing your hands into the mat, we're going to lift the chest. Lovely. Now we've got the option to stay there, or you can bend one knee, push into the foot, and come up into a little supported half plank there. Keeping the chin tucked in. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly, slowly lower yourself down. Extend the legs, sweep the arms up, breath in. Coming down into that forward fold as you breathe out. What have you been up to, Neely? Wish you could hear his purrs now. Roll our way back up. This time bringing that left heel up and in towards you. And again, you can keep it there, you can cross it over, you can add that little double wrap. If you are bringing that right heel round, just make sure that you can sit comfortably between your heels. So this time it's the right arm that hugs the knee in. So it's the left arm, you take that big circle with, coming into that twist, which is very hard to do when you've got a cat demanding cuddles behind you. Why aren't you like Benji with Yoga with Adrienne, where he sits nice and quietly? Lovely. Coming all the way back with the hands behind you again, we'll extend that through the legs. And again, as you press the hands down, point the toes. So it's almost like you're arching the back ever so gently. You can always bend the other leg this time. So you bring your foot flat to the floor so you can lift yourself up, pressing through the toes. And then we'll lower down, bending both knees, crossing at the ankles and giving yourselves a nice big hug in towards your knees. Slowly, slowly, bringing yourself down onto your back, bringing both knees in towards your chest when you get there. Have a little rock, have a little roll. And keeping both hands on your right knee, just slide that left leg down the mat. So you're getting a lovely stretch out through those big lateral muscles through the low back. And if you want to deepen that, you can reach the left arm up and away from you, so the heel and the fingertips are stretching out in opposite directions. Lovely. Bringing that left hand over to your right knee. We're going to come back into that little twist we did at the beginning. Bringing that right knee across the body. Sorry, Mealy. Oh, I'm getting a lick as well. How nice. Let's come all the way back through the middle. So bringing that right knee back in towards your chest, but this time see if you can bring it down a little bit further towards your armpit, keeping that left knee pointing up towards the sky. Now you can stay there, opening into the hips, or join me in a half happy baby. So with your right hand, you take hold around the foot, and taking the sole of the foot up towards the sky with a bent knee. And if you can't quite reach your foot, you can always hold on around the back of your calf or your thigh there. Drawing that knee down towards your armpit. You can always bend the other knee if it's a little bit too much with that left leg out long. Slowly, slowly release. Bring that knee in towards your chest. Slide the other foot in to join it. Again, have a little rock, have a little roll. And holding left knee, slide the right leg all the way down the mat in front of you. Heel presses into the floor as you hug that knee in towards your chest. Again, a nice stretch for the back. And then we'll bring the right hand onto your knee, coming into that little twist we did at the beginning. See how that feels now. And then as you roll onto your back, this time that knee gently opens out towards your armpit. Try and keep the right toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And maybe this is enough, or again, you can take that half straddle, half happy baby on the other side. Seeing how that feels. Remember, you can always hold on around the back of your calf or under your thigh if you can't quite reach your foot there. Drawing that knee down towards the outside edge of the body. Slowly release, bring that knee back in towards your chest, slide the other knee in to join it. With one hand on each knee, keep your big toes together, but part your knees and then slide your hands down towards the top of your ankles. So you're trying to bring your heels down towards your bottom and release as much of your lower back as feels comfortable into the floor. Again, you can stay there, or final stretch into a happy baby in honor of that lovely glimmer I had last week, coming into a full happy baby. Baby again, a little rock from side to side. What are you doing? And then from there, bringing the knees back in towards your chest. As you hug them in, round your upper back towards your knees. You're in that tight, tight little ball. And lower the head, lower the shoulders. Have a little roll across the back of your head. And then bring your feet down to the floor. Maybe keeping the knees bent. Or go ahead and stretch the legs out in front of you, whatever works for you. Getting yourself nice and comfortable just for a few moments of Shavasana. If you've got to whiz off, that's fine. If you can, allow yourself a moment. So after the movement, a little bit of stillness. Reminding ourselves as we leave today to find those little moments to begin to attune our brains to seek those little glimmers, those moments that help us feel calm, grounded, uplifted, maybe, and joyous. Most of all, that sense of connectedness with everyone and everything around us. So as you take a moment now to allow the body to absorb the effects of a practice. Stay there for as long as you want, or getting ready to face the rest of the day. A glimmer-filled day, I hope, as you begin to bring some movement back into the body. Maybe having a lovely full body stretch. Bring your knees back in towards your chest, and either rolling or turning to lie on one side. Come up to seated when you're ready. Wherever you are, let's just bring the hands together at the heart. Dropping your chin down towards your fingertips. Reminding ourselves that in order to experience glimmers, we have to consciously seek them. We need to create moments to allow them to happen. And let's see if we can find some this week. Taking the arms out and up, take a breath in. And hands coming down to the heart. Exhale. And tell me what your glimmers are next week. And namaste. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Helen.